guy, a valuable player to them, and they wanted to make sure they had him around. Good team chemistry. Always hard to find, and when you've got it, you don't want to let it get away.
Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation we were talking about with one of the GMs in the league. It's told me repeatedly, it's a big man's game. And it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And this is a guy straight out of college. They're not going to try to groom for a year or two. They want him to produce right away.
That's why they took him in the first round. They expect him to be a starter right away and a future all-pro. So they don't have any time to wait for him to come along. They want him to play right now to help this team.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy, got the best players they could at the time they were drafting, and inserted them into their lineup.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line.
And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. A great effort there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. A long... Now they'll run it on the toss. Free for about 7 up to the 35.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. He's making quite a splash here in his NFL debut.
But he was advertised as being NFL ready, and both you and I tend to arch an eyebrow a little bit when we first hear that. But I think that they were right about this one.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
Hey, guys.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Wentz. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. A reminder coming up at halftime, it's the debut of the coach, Jonathan Coachman, with us this year. Glad to have him, and we will look ahead to all the action coming up this weekend at intermission, as well as look back on this first half. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A great play there. Making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Eagles add on to the...
I want to know.
Now they'll run it on the toss. A little juke. So we have reached halftime here in the Thursday night open. All right, we will say.
Come on now, let's go. Have any of you tasted the Fortnite burger?
Now they'll run it on the toss. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Now they'll run it on the toss. To the 40 and no further. The razzle-dazzle, though, got him a couple extra on the play. And it looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves him with 7 yards to go on 3rd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take it. to 4th down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Oh, look at the juke. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
How tall is Carson Wentz?
Carson Wentz is 6 feet 5 inches tall.
And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
John Cena is 6 feet 1 inch tall.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Room to run inside the 40. He won't go down. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Alexa, how tall was XXX Tentacion?
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Tupac Shakur?
From our vantage point, that was just one bad play by the offensive line in a series of really good ones tonight. But I know that they're going to be really ticked off. It's a lot like a baseball pitcher losing a no-hitter late in the game.
2 plus 2 equals 4.
Now they'll run it on the toss.
Can you call me Jeffy?
And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings.
How tall
the things that you have to do. Late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Great effort there.
How tall is Antonio Brown?
Antonio Brown is 5 feet 10 inches tall.
Alexa, what is the average height for a human male?
The average height of a person is 5 foot 5'8". He's 5.25.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to stay on his feet past the 30.
Who's the tallest person in the world?
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Alexa, how tall is Sultan Pilsen?
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Alexa, what college does Bobo go to?
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
What college does Bobo go to?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
This might answer your question. Nawaz Sharif went to the government college university.
So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset.
What college did Sharif
O'Neal go to?
This one off.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Now they'll run it on the
Alexa,
toss.
what college
Past midfield.
did Shaquille O'Neal go
Right
to?
near the 35-yard line. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
And that's the type of run that they're looking for because they'll need to continue to rely on him to move the sticks in this tight game in order to preserve this lead.
Alexa, how many championships does Shaquille
And they'll
O'Neal
run it on the
have?
toss. And a short gain down to about the 33. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. This, in all
How tall
probability, another
is
run here on
Allen
2nd and 8.
Iverson?
Allen Iverson is 6'0" and weighs 165 pounds.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him
How
behind the
tall
line.
is
The Falcons
Doug
going to use another
Peterson?
timeout as they'll talk it over here before what'll be an important third down. Big play
Alexa,
coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
How
I would
tall
expect to see some pressure here.
is Joel Embiid?
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Alexa,
Falcons going to use their third
How
and
tall
final timeout.
is Manu Ginobili?
I don't know that.
Alexa, who is the oldest person in the world?
The oldest person alive